Evening, my little angel. I read somewhere before that we can find a vast universe of beautiful surprises in children. I have found something like that since I've come into your world more through these story times. There was a fantastic question for me today. Why do we still need to go to school even though we call it free dancing? After spending time thinking, I had the following answer. In my view, learning is when we absorb the experience of our predecessors in a particular matter to help us save time and produce even better results than what we have learned. Let us come through an example of tying shoelaces. We almost all have on know sports shoes that must be carefully laced before we can wear them on the street and safely exercise in them. And so what we need to learn here is how to tie shoelaces. Children with the instructor will know how to tie shoelaces sooner than the kids who have to learn alone. Finally, while the little friends had to fiddle with the laces themselves learn how to tie their shoes, the ones with others' guidance managed to tie their shoes so many times that they could tie their shoes in a different way to look beautiful. I always felt that studying was necessary because of that. We absorbed the work experiences of people around us. The time after that, we explore something new than what we have learned. We call it a time for creativity and freedom. So, back to the question above, why do we still need to go to school for free dancing? By learning to dance, we will understand how to avoid harm and protect ourselves when dancing. We know it from people who have practiced a lot. In addition, learning to dance also helps us achieve beautiful dance poses faster and easier. The freedom in dancing is when we develop to transform the beauty according to the teacher's intention into beauty that has been combined with our own feelings and experiences. Freedom in dancing is true freedom when we can wholeheartedly think about and create beautiful dance positions without worrying about what we practice so much that we master it. Our freedom will develop well on a foundation of study and effort. Returning to today's two Tottochan chapters, we rarely see Totto-chan got angry and the headmaster Kobayashi became awkward. Let us listen together. Shabby, old school, and the hair ribbon. There was a jingle, a short of a sing-song refrain that was popular among elementary school children. They did it a lot at her previous school. As the children went home after school, they could go out the gate looking back over their shoulders at their school and chant. Akamatsu School's a chaperone school. Inside, though, it's a splendid school. When the children from some other school happened to pass by, these pupils could point their fingers at Akamatsu School and chant, Akamatsu School's a splendid old school. Inside, though, it's a shabby old school. And they would end by making a rude noise. Whether a school was shabby or splendid in the first line depended on whether the building was old or new. The critical part of the chant was the second line, the element that said what the school was like inside. So it didn't really matter if the first line said your school was shabby on the outside. It was what it was like inside that mattered. The jingle was always chanted by at least 5 or 6 children together. One afternoon after school, the Tomoe pupils were playing as usual. They could do anything they liked until the final bell, when they had to leave the school grounds. The headmaster thought it was important for children to have time when they were free to do whatever they liked. So, this period after classes were over was more extended than at other elementary schools. That day, some were playing ball, some had made themselves all dirty playing on the iron bars or in the sandbox, some were tending the flowers beds, Some of the older girls were just sitting on the steps chatting, and some were climbing trees. They were all doing just what they wanted. Among them were a few like Tottochan, who had stayed behind in the classroom to continue a physics experiment and were boiling flasks and doing experiments in test tubes. There were children in the library reading, and a Madara-kun who liked animals scrutinized a stray cat he found, turning it on its back and examining its ears. They were all enjoying themselves in their own ways. Suddenly, a loud chant was heard outside the school. Tomoe school is a shabby old school. Inside, too, is a shabby old school. That's terrible, thought Totto-chan. She happened to be right by the gate. Well, it wasn't really a gate, as it had leaves growing out of the post. But at any rate, she heard them very clear. It was too much. Imagine calling their school shabby both inside and out. She was indignant. The others were indignant too and came running toward the gate. Shabby old school, reiterated the boys from the other school as they ran off making rude noises. Totto-chan was so infuriated. She ran after the boys, all by herself, but they were swift, running down a side stair and disappearing as quick as a wink. Totto-chan walked back to school disconsolately. As she walked, she sang, Tomoe is a wonderful school. A few steps along, she added, inside and out, it was a wonderful school. She liked it, and it made her feel better. So when she got back, she pretended she was from another school and shouted through the hedge in a loud voice so that everybody could hear. Tomoe school is a wonderful school. Inside and out is a wonderful school. At first, the children playing on the grounds couldn't imagine who it was. When they realized it was Totto-chan, they went to the road and joined it. Finally, they all linked arms and marched along the streets surrounding the school, chanting together. It was their hearts that were in unison, even more than their voices, although they didn't realize that then. The more they went around the school, the more they entered into the spirit of it. Tomoe school is a wonderful school. Inside and out is a wonderful school. The children little knew, of course, what happiness their chant was giving the headmaster as he sat listening in his office. It must be the same for any educator, but for those in particular who genuinely think about the children, running a school must be a series of agonies. It must have been even more so at a school like Tomoe, where everything was unusual. The school couldn't escape criticism from people used to a more conventional education system. In such circumstances, the song of the children was the nicest gift they could possibly have given the headmaster. Tomoe school is a wonderful school. Inside and out is a wonderful school. That day, the final bell rang later than usual. One day at lunch break, after the children had finished eating, Totto-chan was skipping across the assembly hall when she met the headmaster. It is perhaps odd to say she met the headmaster when he had been with them all through lunch, but she met him because he was coming from the opposite direction. "Oh, there you are," said the headmaster. "I've been waiting to ask you something." "What is it?" asked Totto-chan, delighted to think she could give the headmaster some information. "Where did you get that ribbon?" he asked, looking at the bow in her hair. The expression of Totto-chan's face when she heard that couldn't have been a happier one. She had been wearing a bow since the day before. It was something she had found herself. She went up closer so the headmaster could see the ribbon better. "It was on my aunt's old school uniform," she said proudly. I noticed it when she was putting it in a drawer, and she gave it to me. Auntie said I was very observant." "I see," said the headmaster, deep in thought. Totto-chan was very proud of the ribbon. She told him how she had gone to see her aunt and was lucky to find her aunt wearing some clothes. Among them was the old-fashioned, long, purple-pleated skirt she had worn when she was a schoolgirl. As her aunt was putting it away, Totto-chan noticed something pretty on it. "What's that?" At Totto-chan's question, her aunt paused. Something pretty turned out to be this ribbon attached to the waistband at the back. "It was supposed to make you look pretty from the back," said Auntie. In those days, everyone wanted to put a piece of handmade lace or a white ribbon tied in a big bow. She noticed how longingly Totto-chan gazed at the bow as she listened, stroking it and feeling it, and said, "I'll give it to you. I shan't be wearing it again." She took some scissors, cut the thread, tied the skirt, and gave it to Totto-chan. That was how she got it. It really was a beautiful ribbon. It was white and exquisite silk, and had roses and all sorts of designs woven into it. White and stiff when it was tied, it made a bow as big as Totto-chan's head. Auntie said the fabric was imported. While speaking, Totto-chan jiggled her head occasionally so the headmaster could hear the ribbon's rustling sound. The headmaster looked a little distressed when he listened to her story. "So that's it," he said. "Yesterday, Mio-chan said she wanted a ribbon just like yours. So I went to all the ribbon shops in Chiyogaoka, but they didn't have anything like it. So that's it. It's imported, isn't it?" His face was more like a troubled father imbued by his daughter than a headmaster's. "Totto-chan, I'll be truly grateful if you stop wearing that ribbon to school. You see, Mio-chan keeps pestering me about it. Would you mind very much?" Totto-chan thought it over, her arms folded. Then she answered quickly, "All right, I won't wear it here anymore." "Thank you," said the headmaster. Totto-chan was rather sorry, but the headmaster was in trouble, so she had agreed. Another reason was that the thought of the grown-up man, her beloved headmaster, searching high and low in all the ribbon shops, made her feel sorry for him. That was the way it was at Tomoe. Without realizing it, everyone got in the habit of understanding one another's problems and trying to help, irrespective of age. It became the natural thing to do. The following morning, when the mother went into Totto-chan's room to clean up after Totto-chan had left for school, she found a ribbon tied around the neck of Totto-chan's favorite teddy bear. She wondered why Totto-chan had suddenly given up wearing the ribbon. She had been so thrilled about it. Mother thought the great teddy bear looked slightly embarrassed about being dressed so gaily suddenly. When we and the ones we love become closer with time, we innately have beautiful actions like Totto-chan in today's two lovely chapters. Beautiful actions appear very naturally and are worth preserving at your age. Today's story time is over. I wish my little love a good night's sleep. I kiss you long on your forehead. See you again next time.